Hi, welcome to the Farmhouse Kitchen. Today is Farm to Table Day. I have onions, so I'm going to make French onion soup. I have carrots and zucchini. I'm going to make carrot zucchini cake. Doesn't that sound good? So it wasn't on my plan to make French onion soup this early, but we had a storm come through and it knocked all the necks of the onions completely over 90 degrees. And at that point, the onions aren't going to grow anymore and they could even start rotting. So I had to harvest all of our onions. And I can't cure them because they're missing a lot of their skins. Usually onions have at least like 2-3 layers of the dry skin, and that's what keeps them preserved when you cure them. But these would not cure very well. I had some that did have skins, a few, and I have them out experimenting, see if they'll cure. But
you have them out where?
In the barn, actually, on racks that have a lot of air going through them. That's where they seem to cure the best. That's where I do garlic and onions. It's right where the wind blows right through the barn. So they're always ventilated, no sunshine. They should be okay. But I have a lot of onions to do something with because they won't last that long. Yesterday, I freeze-dried, well, I have them still in the freeze dryer, 5 full trays of diced onions. I froze some diced onions in 1 cup measuring things, just 1 cup measured out already. And I have 3 big cookie sheets filled with diced onions frozen. I'll just kind of break apart and we can pull out what we want then. But I still have a mountain of onions. So French onion soup is something we love, and it will use a lot of onions, and we're just about out from what I made the last time. So it's working out well. Just wasn't on my plan for today. But the first thing I have to do is get these onions cleaned up and get them ready to go through the food processor to slice them and start making some soup. And the onions look really good this year. I have two of the sections are onions.
So what's the secret to growing big onions there?
I start them from seed, actually. I start the seeds back in like January and then plant them. And I put a lot of compost in there, and I did mulch it with grass and leaves together. And it probably needs mulched again soon. I can tell it's kind of all degrading.
Now, do you have to thin them out? Do they outcrowd each other?
When I grow them from seed, I have one little onion. I can plant them the space I want.
Okay, so right now they're not too crowded.
No, they're just perfect. And they're growing. I mean, I'm gonna have some nice onions, I can tell. Exciting. All right, so I need to get the tops off these, the bases off, get the skins off, what little skins there are, and get them ready for the food processor. And I can tell it's going to be a very sad job. I'm going to be crying very soon here. I think we'll be turning a fan on to blow the air away from me so I don't cry too much. But they're beautiful onions. I mean, I had a good onion harvest. It's good, even though they weren't done. They might have grown some more if they had not fallen over. But good onion harvest. I'm tickled. Last year we didn't have a good onion harvest, so this is great. But I might be finding all kinds of ways to preserve onions.
So do you think they're going to be any different because they're not cured in the traditional way? Do you think they're going to be stronger?
I don't think there's a big taste difference now. They might be a little bit wickeder to do this to, just because there's they're very moist, they're very juicy. Plenty of stuff drifting up over me. Yes, I need the fan on, I think. This is going to be a wicked job. I'll be crying before you know it. So I got them all cleaned up and ready to go. I'm cutting them in half. I like to have like the half rings of onion in the soup. But now I got to see how thick I want it. This has an adjustable thing. I can make it as adjustable blade. I can make it as thick as I want. But let's see what this batch looks like. See how the size is. Take a look, see if we want them thicker or thinner. Oh, I think they're just about right, actually. Look good, dear?
Good to me.
I think. Because you cook these a lot to get them nice and soft and tender. So I think that'll be just right. Now I just have to put all 8 pounds through here. And then be very careful when I open the lid. Those fumes are going to be wicked. Okay, lots of, oops, gotta put the thing back in. Lots of slicing. Yesterday, this baby did, I don't know, 15, 20 loads of diced onions. It was busy. I want to try to keep them that direction so they dice the right way.
So that's the food processor. It's
Yes.
earning its keep.
Oh, I love my food processor. Oh, and everybody always asks what it is. It's a Breville Sous Chef 16 peel and dice. I don't think they carry that exact model anymore, but they do carry one that does the peel and dice for potatoes, which is wonderful. Okay, lots and lots of this. Have my 8 pounds of onions in the pot. That's a lot of onion. You actually melt a little bit of butter in the bottom of the pot, put the onions in, and I'm gonna put in the spices, which are salt, pepper, and thyme. And this is a recipe from the Ball canning book. But I'm making a double batch, so it's double of everything. But you put the spices in, and 2 cups of the wine. So for me, it's 4 cups. And I'm gonna cook this for an hour, stirring occasionally. So the house is gonna smell even more like onion, but it's gonna start smelling like onion soup. This is wonderful. So I'll bring you back in an hour. So I cooked the onions till they caramelized, got a nice golden brown look. And then I poured in the last little bit of wine, and what you're doing is deglazing the pan, taking all the little good bits off the bottom. And after I get all that off, I will dump in the broth. You get it up to boiling and simmer it for 15 minutes. Then it's ready to can. It smells good. With all the stuff in there, oh man. But you want to get all that good stuff off the bottom. I have 7 quarts in the canner, plus we had enough left over for dinner, so we get to taste it. You ready?
Sounds like we're in a canning kitchen.
Yeah, the canner's going, plus there's a storm going on outside. You might hear some thunder.
Yeah, a lot of activity.
Hopefully the lights don't go out.
Well, I've been smelling onion all day, so I'm really anxious to. Now, I did taste it a little bit earlier by itself, but not with the...
No, with everything. And he added a couple things. He's always my tweaker. At the end, he fixes and adds a couple things just to make it delicious.
Yeah, I don't know if I make it better or not.
He always makes them better.
Okay, let's see.
Here goes nothing. French
Very
onion
good.
soup is so good.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Now, to me, the onions taste milder.
They
here.
can be a little milder when they're fresh and not
Yeah.
cured. They get a little bit stronger when they're cured.
Yeah.
So, but it's really good.
Yeah,
Now we
very
didn't
good.
have any Gruyere, is it Gruyere cheese?
Yeah.
So we have just croutons because we didn't have any baguettes and some mozzarella cheese over the top. You use whatever we have.
Yeah.
But it's delicious. It is delicious.
I tend not to eat cheeses if I can't pronounce their name properly.
As long as they taste good, eat them. Well, the French onion soup turned out good. Now we're going to see how the carrot zucchini cake turns out. I guess it could be carrot zucchini cake or zucchini carrot cake. It's the same amount of both. It's 1.5 cups of zucchini and 1.5 cups of carrots. And I have to show you what happens when you plant carrots too close together. I experimented. I mixed the seeds with sand and planted it. The sand is supposed to space out the seeds. It didn't space it out enough. I should have still thinned them, and I didn't. Now I'm getting ready to plant some carrots for the fall, and I'm going to try a cornstarch method. People make a cornstarch slurry, mix the seed in, and then put it in a baggie, cut a little hole in the baggie and squeeze it out, and theoretically the seeds come out far apart. I'm going to try that, see if it works better than the sand. So I have a million little carrots. So let me do a lot of peeling and getting the carrots ready. But it's a cup and a half of each, so first thing I have to do is get these ready, put them through the food processor to shred them and make some cake.
So a name comes to mind when you said that about having that fluid. I was thinking of icing. The word piping, is that a...
Yeah, it's kind of like you're piping the carrots into the bed, yeah.
Okay, is that what they're called? It's like a piping bag?
Yeah, there's
or
a
something?
piping bag.
Oh.
Yeah, and this zucchini got a little big, so I'm actually going to take the seeds out. Usually if I make zucchini stuff, I leave the seeds in, but these seeds are kind of on the big side, so I'm going to take them out because I have plenty of zucchini here to get a cup and a half.
You know, when you say you're going to make a cake with zucchini and carrots, my expectations drop a little. And then when it's done, and you've made this before, it's always really good. But still, my initial thought...
You hear zucchini and you think, ugh.
I know, it's just like, well, zucchini's never bad. Sometimes it's okay.
What did I make last week with zucchini you liked?
It was really good.
I made a chocolate zucchini cake. That was really good too.
Yes, it was.
And before that, I made a chocolate beet cake with roasted beets.
I know. And none of them sounded terrific
but they
until
were
I
terrific.
ate them. So I'm trying to retrain my brain.
We'll keep working on it. So I'll get these all grated up and we'll put our cake together. We're going to find out if I peeled enough carrots to make a cup and a half. If not, I'll be peeling some more little carrots. And I did, oh, it's not done yet. I did it on the fine grater. I didn't want the big pieces, I'm doing little pieces. Well, maybe the zucchini will make it go through. Let me see how much I have. I don't think it's quite a cup and a half. Might be close. Might need to peel about 3 or 4 more tiny carrots. I really hope that new method works. Has anybody done that with the cornstarch slurry, planting their carrots? Yeah, I probably need about 3 or 4 more little carrots. Be back in a minute. Donnie convinced me to check and add that carrot. It was almost a half a cup, and there's still some pieces of carrots up here on the top, and I think as I push the zucchini through, it's going to make the carrot go through, so I'll actually get a little more carrot. So here goes zucchini. He's still too tall. The food processor has a safety feature. You can't run it unless you have this in there. So there's 1 piece of zucchini, and it did push some of the carrots through, so I probably definitely have a cup and a half of carrots. I'm just going to put the rest of the zucchini through, see what I end up with. Half a zucchini, that is. Okay, see what I got.
And just remind me again, did you say this was chocolate?
No, this one isn't. I made chocolate last week. This is more of a spice cake, a traditional carrot cake, but it's carrot zucchini.
Oh, I
now,
love
there's still some
carrot
pieces
cakes.
up top that didn't get chewed up.
All right, well, there you go.
So.
I should have listened harder.
No, there's probably still close to a cup and a half. I feel comfortable with it.
Okay.
And there's probably slightly more than a cup and a half of zucchini.
All right, so one last question here.
Yeah?
So I can anticipate the results. Is there going to be an icing on this?
Yes. Cream cheese frosting. What do you think? On a spice cake, cream cheese frosting. That's the only kind of icing.
Now I'm excited.
Yeah. He doesn't care if there's zucchini in it now.
Yeah.
As long as there's a good frosting. Okay, so a good cup, and there's probably a half in there.
So frosting and icing, is that the same thing?
I think so, isn't it?
I don't know.
Isn't it the same thing? What do you think, guys? Now, the one ingredient calls for crushed pineapple. I don't have crushed pineapple, but I have some tidbits that were left over from a chicken salad I make. So I'm just going to grind them up while I have the food processor here. That'll be crushed pineapple. That'll work. Need this piece for that. So let me put my pineapple in there. And, okay, pineapple's in there. It's now crushed pineapple. Now let me measure it out and see how much it is. Worked out to just a half a cup of crushed pineapple. Perfect. So now that stuff's all ready to mix into the wet ingredients, but I want to go ahead and mix the dry ingredients. So let me get a bowl and mix up all the dry ingredients. So dry ingredients. I have the flour in the bowl, And I'm going to put the recipe down below in the description so you'll have it. The next ingredient is the baking powder and baking soda. 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. And that uses baking powder and baking soda. Sometimes they use one or the other. This one has both. And it's 1 teaspoon baking soda.
You know, looking at all those ingredients, I feel a little silly now asking if it was a chocolate cake earlier. However,
no cocoa.
Last week when you made that one with chocolate cake with beets, that just threw my bearings all off. So now I think everything's chocolate. Because if you can make a chocolate cake with beets, why not anything else?
I'll tell you what, that was really good. And it's just used pureed roasted beets. So what I did is I made a bunch of pureed roasted beets and froze it in those increments because I want to make that cake again.
Yeah.
So I have in the freezer just ready to go. And there's salt.
Speaking of the freezer, you have a lot of work waiting for you this winter in the freezer. We had one of our beef processed last week.
Big one.
Yeah.
Big boy. We got
So you got all the bones down there?
Yes.
And a lot more fat than I thought.
Yeah, I've done broth with the beef bones before. I'd never rendered the beef or the fat into tallow. This is the first time for that, and I was amazed how much fat there was.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be a long winter project. But I'll probably have to be making the broth before too long because I used all the rest of the broth in that French onion soup. So I'm out of beef broth at the moment, but now I have bones, so I can make broth. All right, so the dry ingredients are all mixed up. Now it's time for wet ones.
I love that process because the house smells great for like 3 days.
What, when I'm making the beef broth?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, after 3 days, you get tired of smelling beef broth.
Not me, no.
Oh, I do. After a while, it's like, okay, I'm ready to get this stuff canned and put away. It can be too much of a good thing. I almost forgot 2 very important ingredients in the dry ingredients. It's 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon and 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. So yum. That's what gives it that nice flavor. And it also has vanilla in it that's going to give it some flavor. So I think I soon need to buy some more nutmeg. Just about out. Oh, and the fall's coming. All those pumpkin desserts, I need to get more nutmeg soon. Now on to the wet ingredients. It's 3/4 cup of oil, and I prefer to use the really light baking olive oil. But really, almost any kind of oil. And then a cup of white sugar and a cup of brown sugar. And I can't fit my measuring cup into my container, so I have to do 2 half cups.
So Brenda, when you were a little girl and your mom cooked, did she use the heavy Crisco oil? You know, the white, that's what my mother used.
Yeah, that's what we had around.
Yeah.
Yeah, ooh. Does anybody still use that now? For anything?
I don't know, probably.
I never see it or hear about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to mix those things together, and then I gradually beat in the eggs. So it's the oil, white sugar, and brown sugar. Get that all mixed together, and then mix in eggs one at a time. Now it's time for the 3 large eggs. And these eggs, I don't know if they're large, they're our chicken's eggs. They kind of come in all sizes. But that's the one nice thing about having chickens. You always have eggs. And they're always at room temperature. A lot of times recipes say room temperatures. Can anybody tell me why in recipes they say beat the eggs in one at a time? I do it, but I don't know why. Tell me the reason why. And the shells, I do keep their shells. Because what I do is I'll bake them, crumble them up, and I feed them back to the chickens. It's calcium. And they will eat them. I'll mix it up with like oatmeal or their morning cereal stuff. And they eat it like crazy. And it gives them a little burst of calcium so their eggshells stay hard. And if you don't want to feed it, you can always put it in your compost pile. 3rd egg. This one is a large one. Big, big egg. Having chickens is fun. You never know what they're going to do. And then the last thing to go in the wet ingredients is the vanilla. And yes, this is the vanilla my friend Sherry makes for me. When she saw in a video it was getting low, she gave me some more. I love it. I have my own vanilla supplier. And it is really, really good vanilla. 1 teaspoon vanilla. Then it'll be time to mix the dry ingredients and the wet ingredients together. Whoops, wrong lid. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to switch to a wooden spoon. That'll work better than a whisk at this point. So, wet ingredients, and you're supposed to go back and forth adding wet and dry. I just mix the dry ingredients in slowly. Now the recipe has a lot of optional things you can add on in. Nuts, raisins, coconut. I am going to put nuts in. What do you think, dear? Should I put raisins?
Sure.
Okay, it's going to be a full out. What about coconut?
Okay.
He's not a big coconut fan.
No, I like
however,
it. I just don't love it as much as you do.
One of my favorite cookie or candy bars is the Mounds bar. The dark chocolate with the coconut.
Yeah.
We're going to go with adding pecans. And I keep all my nuts in the fridge in these nice stored containers. They seem to last really well. And I need to fill my jar up. And I do get a lot of my nuts from Azure Standard.
You met a new friend there the other day.
I did. Somebody watches our channel. I was picking up my Azure Standard and she recognized me. So, oh, I need a 1 cup. There we go. Calls for a whole cup of nuts. I think I have a cup left in the bag that doesn't fit in my thing, so 1 cup of nuts. At this point in the recipe it says now it's time to add all the good stuff. The nuts, the zucchini, the carrot, the pineapple, the raisins, and we are going to put a little bit of coconut in here.
Okey-doke.
This is going to be good. And really nutritious for a cake.
I keep waiting for the next ingredient to be chocolate.
No, not this time. But I will be making that chocolate cake again. So now how much coconut? I won't put in a whole lot.
As much as you like.
I'll just put in a little bit. How about that?
There you go.
Compromise, not a lot.
A little bit. How are you going to put that in the recipe? Little bit.
Well, all this part, the raisins, nuts, that's all up to your discretion. What you want to put in, what you don't want to put. You could just stop at the zucchini, carrots, and pineapple.
It's like flavor to taste.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, look at that.
Now it's getting interesting. I did grease and flour my pan, and I have a cool thing I like to spray olive oil. I just spray everything with olive oil. Instead of buying those sprays, there's no aerosol in that. It's great.
So that's a pump sprayer.
Yep, but it also pours. You can have it pour too. But I use it more for spraying. Okay, so I'm going to put all the batter in here, put it in a preheated 350-degree oven for 45 to 55 minutes. But then the hard part comes because you have to wait for it to cool so you can put the frosting on. Although I guess we could sneak a taste of it not frosted. You think?
Sure.
I got the cake in the oven, and I'm hoping it doesn't come out smelling like garlic. Yesterday, we also have a large garlic harvest, and some of the garlic, the papers aren't good and it's not going to last forever, so I have to do something with them. Well, this year I roasted them in the oven. I roasted them, and I squeezed all that roasted pulp out, spread it in the freeze dryer trays, and it's in the freeze dryer now. But when I opened the oven door, I did get a whiff of garlic, so hopefully the cake doesn't have any garlic taste. We'll find out. So what do you think of my beautiful cake? I had a little mishap. I was so worried about it smelling like garlic or tasting like garlic, I wasn't paying attention. Somehow I set the oven on broil. So I put the cake in, was doing some dishes, and it's like, I smell that cake already, but it's really early. Look in, it's like, oh, it's on broil. So I quickly changed it to bake, baked it the right amount of time, and we tasted it. Notice there's a little corner missing. And it really doesn't have a burnt taste to it. Plus, once we put cream cheese frosting over that, it's going to be just fine.
Brenda?
What?
I'm really proud of you.
Why?
That's a sign of maturity to be able to deal with that, and it's not a big deal.
It happens.
It's not going to ruin our evening, no, I'll tell you that.
I'm going to eat the cake.
Yeah.
So the cream cheese frosting. It's butter, cream cheese, milk, and vanilla. You get that all mixed up, then you start mixing in the confectioner's sugar. Then you just keep measuring milk or confectioner's sugar to get exactly the consistency you want. So a little bit of vanilla. The vanilla, of course, makes it amazing. Okay, get this part mixed up, and then put in the powdered sugar.
So is this a pretty conventional?
Oh, yeah. This is a regular old cream cheese frosting. Nothing special.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a special cream cheese frosting for burnt cake. Okay. Just cream cheese frosting. So ready for the official taste test of the maybe slightly burned cake? Let's see how it is.
This is the best part of the job, you know?
Yeah, filming's okay, but eating that stuff is really good.
Yeah.
It is very moist. It looks very, very moist.
It is, and it's got texture, chunks in there with all the goodies in it. You have to remind me again what's in here, but we'll get started.
Pecans, raisins, coconut. What else did I put in there? It might be it. I think that's it.
Pecans, raisins. Okay, here we go.
I like the little bit of a taste of pecan when you crunch a pecan. I'm glad we added them.
It's amazing. And this is the perfect, topping for it, the sweetness. But I love the texture with all the different, the raisins and the nuts.
You keep talking, I'll just keep eating.
Yeah. Now, to be honest, though, I don't really taste any of the coconut. You could have put more of that in. See, you took it easy on the coconut.
What can I say?
Big win. I love it.
I love it.
And it would have no idea that...
there's zucchini and carrot in there.
No. And that not everything went the way you initially designed it. It's a beautiful cake.
It worked out. So thanks for joining us for an onion day and a carrot and zucchini day. We'll see you in our next video. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.